Good morning, and I hope you've been well, and this is part 14 of the Pokemon Rejuvenation V13.5 Let's Play, set mode, no items, so yeah. So with that being said, let's go on ahead through the window here, and continue on with the main story. Darn, take a look at this place. The decor is definitely intimidating. This place looks like it has no treasure at all. This just looks like my Aunt Sally's house. Maybe she moved. Luca, didn't your aunt die last year? Oh yeah, who's there? Very interesting. So it seems as though they actually redid his sprite and all of that. I don't want to get into like spoilers on like his name and all of that, just in case for new players and new viewers to the series. But I do want to go over it a little bit. So yeah, and it ain't gonna get into like spoiler territory. I just want to like compare the older sprite to the newer one here from what I can remember. So it seems he still has the red eyes. That's a pretty important detail that they kept. Let's see, it looks like the hair. I don't remember if V13 he still had like the long hair or not. Don't remember for certain. I don't think he had long hair during V12, but I may be wrong on that. Now, I know for certain the outfit has definitely changed. Most likely, I might be misremembering that too. But I would say overall, like, it does look redone and a lot different. And honestly, I like it a lot. Mainly because the outfit, more than anything, resembles a certain something much more better. I'll leave it at that and kind of just leave it vague so I don't really get into spoilers and all of that. If you are somebody that has played the game once or multiple times, you know exactly what I'm referring to, but we'll keep it at that for now. I guess with that being said, let's get into the dialogue here. Denizens of the outer world, just how did you stumble in here? Finally, someone showed up. You have a lot to answer for. I don't know how you are doing it, but you being here is making our world go through some tough crap. These ghost trees keep appearing in East Giran City. Giran City, not Q Giran. Interesting. So a way to my mansion has appeared, and as a result, chaos has reigned over your world. Am I getting that correct? Yep. It seems that our worlds are quite literally colliding, but I have not opened up any path of this sort. Doesn't matter, it's your mansion, your problem, fix it now. To come into my estate unwelcomed and demand something of me takes some nerve. Leave, I have no concern over your world. Not until you fix things. Have you not been listening? So be it, stay, but you may find out that this isn't the outcome you wish for. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Indraid Theolia. You will remember it. Cool. I'm Venom, and these are my friends Alon, Luca, and Lenny. Did you... No, never mind. What? Tell me, children, do you know of the dual prophecies? They're written down in ancient language on the statues outside, but I shall summarize. In the prophecies, there is a mention of 8 individuals, 4 lights, 4 darknesses. Wow, kind of a cliche prophecy. Let me guess, chosen people of good and evil, right? Not necessarily chosen, as long as you fit the description, that is all that is required. What are these descriptions? Well, that's irrelevant for now. I just wanted you all to know that little detail, and especially for new players or possibly repeat players that really do enjoy theorizing and speculating and trying to solve the 1,000-piece puzzle that is Pokemon Rejuvenation. It's honestly really important as you potentially replay the game that you don't skip over those important small details, because a lot of that stuff during the beginning and middle game may not necessarily be brought up during the later game and end game parts of the game. So again, whenever you theorize and speculate, it's important to remember those details and add it into, you know, your own I guess like theories and notes and whatnot, however you wish to word it. So yeah, pretty much to like summarize it, like I brought up earlier, a lot of this stuff may be forgotten or it may not be brought up again, and it is important to remember those small details because I do feel like it has a lot of importance to solving what is going on within this game. So yeah, I'll leave it at that for now and give some advice for some new or repeat players that do enjoy theorizing and speculating on certain things. And if you're just somebody that just enjoys the game and doesn't really get into that, that's totally fine too. More so, play the game and go about the game how you wish to do so. I, for one, enjoy not only playing it, but making up speculations, theorizing certain things, and putting on the tinfoil hat once in a while and creating some really wacky theories, so I'll leave it at that. I just wanted you all to know that little detail. However, as you have all refused to leave, there's something unfortunate that I must do. Huh? Me telling you all of this was just a way to buy my servants some time. Servants, sorry. As of this moment, all the gates and doors have been locked. You will not be leaving my estate. That's a nice joke. Anyway, we need you to be serious. I'm dead serious, actually. What do you think this is, sorry? You can't just keep us here. As if we just sit around and let you keep us hostage. We'll fight our way on out of here. You think far too low of me. I'm not an ignorant fool like you, but fine. If that's how you wish to play the game, then I will cheat a bit. Hey, let go of me right now. Lock them up and seal their souls away. We will have much need for them in the upcoming rituals. As you wish, Master Indraid. And now it begins. Okay, so that's honestly like a really interesting little thing that kind of like happened there because like back then, well, I guess I better give a slight spoiler warning. It kind of does, kind of doesn't get into spoilers, but alright, sorry for the random pause there. I had to go do something, but yeah, let me kind of get into some. Again, I think I said it a few moments ago. It's not necessarily spoilers, but you know what? I'll probably get into some spoilers anyways, just to say what I want to say. As usual, in the comment section below, there is a little guide description for new or repeat players if you want to skip around and not necessarily watch the video, but more so get like information on theories, speculations, gym battles, on what I do with like the no items run, maybe to see my reaction or see me read out certain event scenes or to find event Pokemon that I capture, whatever it is you want to use that for, that is available for you there. But anyways, if you are somebody that does not want to listen to spoilers and speculations for whatever reason it is, click on the later timestamp number thing, and that'll skip you on when I finish up my little rant and ramble there. Anyways, though, so during V13 and V12, if I'm not mistaken, there was a little scene with Indraid there that for a moment before taking us away, I believe he said, wait a moment. No, never mind, take him away. So for like a split second on the older versions, he was more like, I know you, I recognize that name. Whatever, okay. I see what's going on now. But in this game, it kind of like flips it around a little bit, but it's still somewhat of like the same thing that's like played out. Because with this one, it's like, wait, did you just say, no, never mind? Okay, I got it now. And like he brought it before, now it begins. And I really do feel like, in a sense, that has something to do with much more later game stuff, like V13.5, where you get all the information about, you know, Vitus and Nimra and that giant bruh moment there. And I think that's just something within him that it's like, okay, I understand what's going on. Now we're beginning. Now the game is starting to progress. Now it's, you know, my role to do certain things and whatnot. I don't know, because it's like, I don't want to get like super into it. I'll leave it kind of like vague like that for now, but yeah, we'll just leave it at that. I don't want to get super into it. Maybe later on within the game, I'll get more into it, but we'll leave it at that. Okay, so this stayed the same then. Hey, I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm working on setting you free. Just follow my directions, okay? They're easy, I promise. First, I'm going to need you to be calm. Can you do that, please? Yes, that's good. Please keep calm. Oh, I can see that your soul holds great potential. I can see why Father put you in such a state. I'm so sorry. But don't worry, like I said, I'm working on getting you on out. If it's not too much trouble, could I ask you a couple of questions? How do you feel right now? Sad, safe, angry, I don't know. I don't remember what I chose during the V13 Intense Mode No Item series. I feel like I picked I don't know for that one, but I kind of want to go with safe to switch it up a little bit. Because it's like, I'm not sad, definitely not angry. We'll go safe, why not? Oh really? You feel safe with me? That's good. I really do want to help. I've been trapped here too for a long time. I'm almost done. Just one more question. I did ask for a couple, right? What makes you happy? Friends, family, money and power, fame and admiration, food and more food. Definitely friends and family, especially above the other ones. If I had to choose like an order, if anyone's curious, friends, family, food, probably money and power, and then fame and admiration. I don't know, because it's like, I guess like everybody's like different, but it's like, I never really been one to be like a greedy person or really care to have a ton of power and whatnot. It's just never really been, you know, me at all to like do that. I'm just a really chilling, boring person overall. Fame and admiration, I've never once cared about fame and anything like that, honestly. I do like food, even though I don't really eat a lot, but I don't know why I'm rambling on there. Let's just click friends and family. I wish I knew how that felt, but I'm glad you felt this happiness. No, that's not true. I have felt this way before. I had a friend a long time ago. I can't remember her name, but her face resonates within my mind. And not to mention my own Pokemon, they've gotten me through so much. I'm done. That's all there is to it. So why isn't this working? Oh, that's why. 1 second. Okay, so they also added like a little picture scene here. And I'm not going to ignore the little door in the background. Looks a little similar to a certain theme. I'll leave it at that for now. Hello, I freed you from your prison. It was unwise to come here. Father is a horrible person. If he finds out that I freed you, he will do horrible things. I couldn't find your other friends. I'm sorry, but for now, you should leave. I'm going back to my room now. For a moment. Let's take a nap. I'm a little sleepy. So are the Pokemon as well. Okay. I guess I can kind of get into a spoiler stuff with this whole thing, so again, timestamp in the comment section below. Skip on ahead if you wish to do so. You've been warned. So, this is something that's honestly like confused me for like the longest while, where it shows there's a mural of a blonde haired girl with a ponytail. Now, yes, you can say Arena, Aaron technically. Well, I know Arena is like the actual name, but Aaron, Arena, tomato. It could be her. I'm not 100% certain. It could also be, I guess, like putting on like the tinfoil hat, potentially like a combination of all the siblings together. Aaron, Maria, Alice, Alan. I'm not going to add Malia to the equation. Let's forget about her for a moment. But the actual siblings, because like I feel like it's something that a lot of people forget, that Malia technically is not Aaron's sister, not technically Alice and Alan. Now it is said within the game they're all brothers and sisters, right? But I want people to remember and realize a certain thing. Malia technically is not the actual sister. Maria is technically Aaron's sister, is technically, you know, Alan's sister, Alice's sister, not Malia. Somehow something happened with Malia and Maria that, you know, like, do I really want to get into it? You know what, I really do. It's something that's like confused me for the longest time with like Maria, Marionette, and Malia with that whole thing, but for now, I'll just, let me finish my thought and then get into that whole thing as well. But yeah, it could be like a combination, because it's like, now like it may, oops, sorry for hitting the mic there, but it may seem like odd, like why a combination of them all? Well, plain and simply, the archetype itself, technically at one point it was one archetype, one object. Anatha and Indraid, I guess, split the four apart, creating the four children pretty much, and the four pieces that were broken of the archetype were placed within, you know, the four bodies there, and that's why they all have, you know, like the blonde hair, and I would assume they have like the gray eyes as well. I'm not sure if that's really important, but I'm pretty sure they all have gray eyes as well, so yeah. But of course, you know, their natural hair color, I would assume, would either be somewhat similar to what Vitus' hair is, or what Anatha's hair color is, which is black if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I'll kind of like leave it at that. It could be, you know, Aaron, it could be a combination of the four, it could be, I don't know, a fifth child that we don't even know about. I don't know for certain, but I'll kind of like leave it at that for now. Or, you know, it could even be like Malia, honestly. I don't know for certain. But let me get more so into like my thoughts and feelings on the whole like Maria / Marionette thing, because like it's something that's honestly like confused me for like the longest time, and I think the best way to go about it is try to create like a timeline for all of the events. So that's what I'm gonna try to do, and kind of like ramble on about it. So before like getting into that, Maria / Marionette, again, somebody that's confused me for a long while, and how she plays a significant role within the game, because the only times that you actually see her is, of course, the prologue of the game and this scene here. Now, technically, within the past, when you go back with Malia, Venom, and yourself, and like you do the whole canon thing, go through Q gear and all of that good stuff, there comes a point within the game that you can choose to you know, go through Vitus's, or well, Indraid's home. What is it? There's like a decision with like saving the officer and saving Maria. If you choose to save Maria, technically you can't really save her. She's behind, or well, not behind, she's inside some crystal thing that I will safely assume Indraid put her in. And besides that, well, technically later during like V13, I think when Aaron, you know, pulls up on Vitus in the one, I guess like dimension or whatever you want to call it, there is like a little like flashback with, you know, Aaron, Maria, and all of that there. And then I think there's a whole another scene with like Aaron during like V13.5, like getting on her about like some storybook thing, and Maria was clearly there. Pretty much where like I'm getting at is like there's very few scenes with Maria / Marionette. You know what? Maria. I'm just gonna say Maria to keep it simple. With like Maria and all of that. And there has to be some sort of relevance, some sort of importance with her character within the game, because like it's shown so little of her within the game that I don't want it to be like forgotten or put on like the back burner. Something that I brought up during like the beginning of this video, a lot of that stuff can be forgotten and it isn't really brought back to light, and it's really important that you keep those things in mind and remember it as you go through theorizing and speculating certain things. So now getting into my timeline, how everything played out and her importance within the game, I'll try to go through that now. So I think where this all started, and by the way, if you are listening, I'm about to get into some heavy spoilers, so yeah. I think it all started during V13.5, towards the end, when you and Malia, you know what, I'm just gonna say alter Malia from a different game file, a different timeline. You guys pulled up on the giant black tablet iPad thing with the eyeball, whatever you want to call it. I'm 99% sure it's Varia, the core, the AI, the supercomputer within the core, the center of the earth, whatever you want to word it, whatever you want to call it. We pull up on the iPad. Malia from that time gets pissed off, starts punching it and kicking it and screaming at it, you know, saying like, screw you, you know, you're gonna get what you deserve, you know, karma's a blank. I'm not gonna like curse, of course, but you know exactly what she said. And then afterwards it's like, okay, this is gonna be fun, let's switch it up a little bit, because one, I can't lose, two, I want the perfect ending. I want the ending that I want. Now, whether that's true or not, that's for another speculation and theory rant for another day. I'm not getting into all of that. Anyways, back on track. Go up the elevator through the Paradox Rift, if I'm not mistaken, or is it a Paradox Rift? I don't remember what she called it. I'll assume it's a Paradox Rift, something like that. And she jumps in, and I think that's pretty much what starts up, you know, the new game, because again, you know, she brought it up before. Well, the tablet in the ground was like, you know, it's statistically impossible for me to lose. Sure, why not? You're my ace. Let's try it. Let's do it. Anyways, jump into that, and I believe that's pretty much what starts up the whole prologue. It's no longer Malia, we're back to Maria. You get into the prologue of the game, run around the one house, and then of course Madam X uses the time crystal, sorry. Now, first of all, how Madam X is able to, okay, hold up, I feel like I'm like jumping the gun there. Before I get into that, let me say this real quick. What I think the prologue pretty much represents is pretty much her trapped within the crystal that Indraid put her in. That somehow it's like a different dimension, a different time, a different like dream state. I don't know what to call it, but or even like an illusion almost. What I believe is that whole thing that's playing out right there, it's not real. It's just Indraid again playing around with her mind and whatnot, because again, like the actual events of like Anatha dying, because again, like you go down the stairs, you see Anatha on the altar, Vitus is not answering her, and then she wakes up within, you know, the tomb, the labyrinth thing, whatever you want to call all of that. Now she's back to reality. The whole prologue is just like an illusion like thing that she's put into. Now to get into the whole Madam X thing. Madam X pulls up, and what I was about to say was how she's able to go and enter into like a whole different like dimension, a whole different illusion, like place thing, whatever you want to call it. At first I was like, how the hell do you do that? However, what's it called again? Renegade route, sorry. Proves that it is doable. The whole Ren and M2 situation, somehow this black purple armored suit person, which I think is Nastasia, may be wrong on that, but I'll leave it at that for now. Somehow somebody was able to enter a different dimension, and M2 is like, wait, how is this possible? What's going on here? Which proves that it is doable, which is honestly kind of like insane to think about, because it even goes to show that, you know, Madam X is just built different and just, you know, is full of surprises with how strong she is, calculated, smart, and all that kind of stuff. But anyways though, that's enough of that. You get the whole speech with Madam X, don't lose hope. You wake up to the real time. You go through you know, talking to the maids, you lead up all the way to, you know, Vitus sacrificing a servant as an example to Maria, and, well, sorry, Marionette at that time. She's put on the altar, about to be, you know, sacrificed for what I'm going to assume is, like the beginning of like Storm 9 to like be like, alright, my children are gone, let's start up Storm 9, or maybe she is the cause of Storm 9. I'm not 100% certain, but that's up to you guys to theorize and speculate. I can see either way, that it was her sacrifice that started it, or the other way around, that Vitus is like, okay, I'm going to sacrifice these people before I start this. I can see it going both ways. Anyways, that all happens, and I do believe that the sacrifice was interrupted. Now, whether it was from Nimra or Madame X herself, I don't know for certain. The thing is, I feel like Nimra honestly makes the most sense, but I feel like Madame X being the one that does it fits more. It's honestly like weird that I like worded it like that, but that's how I feel. So getting into like the whole like Nimra thing, it could have been like a thing within like, you know, Ren, Hugh, Reina, us going through all of that, and then Nimra at that point was with Anju, Hazuki, and of course unfortunately they failed, but I do believe at some point Nimra may have potentially interrupted it, went into battle with Vitus, or maybe during that moment literally got stuck in the middle of it, and what the ritual did was pretty much not only sacrifice Maria, or well, Marionette, but also did something with Anju, sorry, wrong person, Nimra, and that's how you get Nimra turning into, or well, maybe being like reincarnated into Nim, and then Maria, since the whole thing was like interrupted, somehow, like, I don't know, split the two apart, and you have Malia and Maria, or Marionette. Or it could have been that Madame X, you know, pulled up, interrupted the thing, it got interrupted, and she went along, stole Melia, and took her into Team Zen HQ, and that's pretty much how the entire story, you know, kind of like begins with her giving her to Professor Jenner, and then going onwards with all of that. Now, I think that's a decent way to like summarize like a decent timeline on how like it all played out. Now, getting into like the importance of Maria, there's a lot of like speculation, and for a lot of people Maria is like the #1 candidate for the identity of Madame X, and there's a part of me that's like, I don't disagree with that. I think I'm still gonna hold firm on my #1 suspect, but I would say Marionette or Maria is definitely my second suspect. But the problem is, like, with like timelines and different like dimensions and all that kind of stuff, for all we know, it could be Piano Lady, because her piano got destroyed, and then somehow, you know, in this timeline she wants revenge and sent everybody to oblivion because she can't have her piano that got destroyed during the SS Oceana. I don't know, it could be Venom being like, you know what, in my old timeline I lost Malia, my true love. If I can't have her, nobody can have her. I mean, it could be Amber, it could be, there's so many random people that it can be. Now, is it likely to be Venom, Amber, let's throw in a random one, Saki Blakery herself? Yeah, it's very unlikely, honestly. I don't see it happening. However, is it impossible? No, nothing really is impossible within this game. For some reason, it's a game that has gone and shown that the impossible can be possible, so yeah. But I guess like where I'm like getting at is like there definitely are like more like high, like more like better candidates that fit the role much more better, and I'll get more into like other like suspects and whatnot in the future. I don't want to get into that like this episode, but I just kind of want to like paint the picture of like how I feel about Marionette, how everything played out with her, and try to just like speculate on all of that there. So Yeah, I don't know. Because, like, again, like, I can try theorizing different stuff, like, is she Madam X, or is there a much more larger role with her? I can try that all I want, but I feel like it's easier to do a timeline and try to go over the events that played out into why she's here now, and, you know, why she could potentially be Madam X, but, again, like, there's just not a lot known about her, but, I guess to go into that more, like again, with like the whole like Madam X thing, and sorry for like derailing for a few minutes there, but like it could be like a whole thing that it's like I have to stop my father. I've been trapped here for so long. You know, he's now the Veltal. I will literally send everything into oblivion in order to have pure victory that nothing survives. It could be a thing that it's not only with Vitus, but also with Varia or Varia, however you pronounce her name herself, that it's like, we're done with the games, I don't want to be locked down and trapped within this predetermined timeline. We're ending everything, even myself. It all goes away, and I'm willing to die to make this happen. Whatever the goal is, there's a lot of speculation, but I do feel like it's one or the other, or potentially both, but yeah. I don't know. I just don't want to get super into like the whole like Madam X thing, because it's like I just want to save that more so for like another episode, but I'll kind of like leave it at that. Of course, it's been like 30 minutes, well, probably about 10 minutes of just rambling. I think with that, trying to think if there's anything else that I can really get into. I guess that's like mostly it. There is like one thing that I do want to get into with like the whole like time thing, and just kind of like put it in people's heads. I don't think there is a coincidence that in a different time there was the friendship between Maria and Anastasia, and then within this timeline, Malia and Venom, because like the both of them same hair color, and then with Venom and Anastasia same hair color being purple, so I don't think there's like too much importance to that, but I kind of want to point out the little detail there. Okay, I'm done talking. Hopefully the timeline structure thing, however you want to word it, kind of like makes sense. I know, like, especially for like repeat players, it might be like confusing on like how the events and all of that play out. I get that, and even to this day it still confuses me and all of that, but yeah, like I brought it before, I think all of that being played on whatnot is just kind of like what led up to this moment here, with her, you know, being trapped within, you know, I guess this world here, as Vitus called it. And hold up, that goes into another thing. I don't know if this is like a different time, or if somehow Vitus actually worked out a thing that allowed him to get into the Den of Souls, because it is brought up during the whole Narcissa event going through the old Forsaken Laboratory, that his goal was to achieve immortality and be able to live within the Den of Souls, where he could be, you know, just chilling and vibing and nobody can really like touch or get him. And this world could definitely be that, but I'm not for certain though. Alright, I'm done. I'm sorry. Let's get into the episode. Alrighty. Let's do this. But like I brought up before, like, there's ways that I can word all of that better. And I do apologize for just, like, I don't know, because, like, a lot of the time, like, a lot of the things that, like I say, like, it's not, like, planned, and maybe I can, like, script it and whatnot, but honestly, I'm not a fan of, like, scripts. One, I can't stick to that kind of stuff, honestly. And two, I feel like it's just better to just, like, say what's on my mind. If I screw up some certain stuff, I'll correct it down the line, but, yeah. What? What? What are you doing out of your realm? If Master Indraid sees this, he will be furious. You shouldn't be here right now, Master Indraid, please forgive us. For a moment. Now, I believe the other room... It is not locked. I'll save that for later. Let's go speak to a certain someone. What? What are you doing in my room? Didn't I tell you to leave? You can't stay here. What? You actually followed me. Please just tell me what you want. My friends, what about you? Just saying hi. My friends. Like I said before, I don't know where they are. They are certainly not in the manor. I've looked everywhere for them, I swear. I don't understand why you won't leave. Before you said you felt safe, but if you really don't leave soon. It's because you haven't given up, right? Even through my father's endless cruelty, you decided to push on. Your bravery, it's so admirable. I wish I were brave like you. Then maybe I could even... I've decided that I'm going to help you get your friends back. I'm tired of being afraid. I want to help. Father may be strong, but I won't let that scare me anymore. Sorry for such a late introduction, but my name is Marionette. Now that you know my name, what's yours? Alon? Okay, got it. Alon, if we're going to pull this off, I think the best thing to do is to confront Father head on and let him know. I know it sounds like a bad idea, but if Father finds us snooping about, he'll be extremely angry. Father is strange. If we set this up to be some sort of game, he will agree to it. He loves to be cruel and put people through horrendous trials. It's entertainment for him. Or perhaps something more, I don't know, but trust me. Please trust me, sorry. He's on the same floor as this one. We should hurry or we will be late. Marionette has joined your team. She will have new things to say depending on your location. Spending time and talking to her will benefit you in the long run, so don't be shy. Now, of course, unless like you're doing like a renegade route, then I would strongly advise, you know, talking to her, being friendly with her and all that kind of stuff, so yeah. I like to play princess in the castle. My Del Catty is my trusty guard cat. Sometimes Father gives her this thing. It makes her far stronger than usual. I have a diary in here. I talk about my days and stuff. It's not like I have a lot to do here. I'm usually alone. This is my favorite room in the mansion. My room. I have everything I need here. A bed, books, and a window. That bed is really comfy. I think that's pretty much it for that. Okay. Now, like, throughout, like, the mansion and whatnot, there are, like, different, like, situations, like, it kind of, like, brought up before that, you know, talking to her, like, we'll have, like, different, like, dialogue stuff, and it does, like, add friendship points, so, just to kind of, like, repeat that there. Sometimes I like looking out of the window and pretending I have a friend in this world, but now I don't have to pretend because I have you at my side. I usually don't leave this floor unless I have to. My room is large and cozy. I don't need to leave sometimes. I usually don't... I feel like there's gotta be something. I'm getting tired. Maybe we should sleep for a bit. Okay, I think that's pretty much it there. Let's go into this room then. This is the library. There are a lot of weird books here. There was one about a woman who could control ice and a woman who excelled with swords. They're lovely stories. Come on, we don't have time to read. We can read later. Oops. The library is cool, but don't we have important matters? If we don't hurry, your friends will be... The Legend of Ella's Altar, however you say that. Read up on this. Long after the war between the 7 nations, practice of ancient rituals have continued in secrecy. The home of Cryella was located deep within the woods of Avium. Once Cryella died, her subordinates took her estate and turned it into a place of worship for the goddess Meluetta. Cryella's subordinates were known to be a radical cultist that participated in mass sacrificial rituals. It was rumored that underneath her mansion laid a gigantic altar where these rituals would take place. Cryella's spirit was angered by the radical ideologies that her subordinates had taken and crept up from her grave. She shook the earth and wiped out her own faction within one night. An strange family of Cryella then took her mansion and protected it from being used in harmful ways ever again. Cryella's soul sleeps soundly. Now, honestly, that's like something that's like interesting, because like that would mean then that is it spoiler territory? I mean, small spoilers technically, I guess. Well, let me read the other book real quick, and then I'll kind of get into that. The Queen with Crystal Swords. Long ago there existed the Queen of Avium. She was revered by her people and respected by the smaller kingdoms that existed under her wing. On the battlefield she fought with her army, as she thought if her people's life were on the line, then hers should be as well. By the gods, she was blessed with a dual crystal swords, she dubbed as benevolence and malevolence, however you say that, or I can't talk, sorry. Two halves of the same coin that struck together in unison, one never overpowering the other and never faltering. It was with these very swords that the queen ended the war. May peace last forever after. So, I guess like tiny little spoilers here. So I guess like, first of all, like, how do I want to word it? Like Cryella, however you say that name correctly, is like somebody that like I honestly totally forgot about, and I don't know if they're going to be like super important within the game. You know, it would be kind of wild. Could she be Madame X? I mean, that'd be really wacky. I just... It's possible. I mean, I'm not gonna like rule it out, but honestly, it's somebody that I honestly like forgot about. I'll say it's possible. I think there are like better candidates, but it wouldn't be surprising if they pulled something like this with her being Madame X. But anyways, beside the point of what I wanted to get into. So what I really wanted to like say is like, I guess like that means like during like all of that, at some given point, like Vitus took over the manor, right? Same with like Anitha and all of that. I mean, like Anitha might have been like one of the like I guess like a descendant of the family, and I guess like Vitus was like intrigued, like, oh okay, if I marry her then I can have the manor. He did the same thing with like Narcissa, just to kind of like gain power and influence and all that kind of stuff. So it wouldn't be super surprising though. But I think that's pretty much it for that. And I believe I talked to her about pretty much all the dialogue that you can get. You, what are you doing out of your confinement? Excuse me, but please let us through. We wish to speak with Master Indraid. Isn't seeing any guest at this point. guest, but I'm his daughter. I can't do anything more for you. Fine, maybe I'll just cause trouble and get father to leave his room. Imagine how furious he'd be if he found out that you all just let me cause problems. Who knows what'll happen in that case? I suppose we can let you through for just a little while, but I beg of you, please behave in his presence. That was scary. I thought I was gonna puke, but that was just a practice round for what's gonna happen next. I don't remember allowing anyone to enter this room. Father, and why is Alon out of their confinement? You freed Alon, Marionette. Yes, I freed Alon. So not only are you a disobedient, but you are also a traitor. I could not have imagined I have raised such a distasteful and disgusting child. Call me what you will, fine, but we're not here for this. We're here because we've decided to fight back against you. Is that so? I propose a game. For the souls of everyone you're keeping captive here, you have nerve girl, if I can speak. Too much of it, perhaps, but I must admit your proposition intrigues me. I'm surprised by your initiative. Speak then, what are your conditions? Alon and I will rescue everyone. If we are successful, we all get to leave without any interference. In addition to that, you will close the path to this world. That way, the collision of this world and the world Alon is from will cease. And what if you're not successful? What happens then? Then you claim ownership of all of our souls, myself included. I'm including myself in this game. It's all or nothing. I won't back down from this. Your stubbornness. It reminds me of your mother. But that being said, I accept these terms. Okay, so interesting. They did take out the small little detail. Because like there was like a small little thing like back then, like, you know, just like your mother. And I believe he brought it up like until like we lost her. But of course, 2 people know about this. They took out that little detail. I wonder why though. I guess it doesn't really matter too much, but it was honestly like a really cool detail like they added there. Anyways, throughout the manor there are 3 fields, each with a trial I shall present to you. At the end of each trial is a soul of one of your friends. Free them and freedom is yours. Got it? We'll get right on to it then. I will be absent from here on out to ensure that there is no interference in this game. I will be waiting to see just what you 2 can accomplish. Bro moment. That was so scary. I didn't expect that to work out like it did, but now we have to compete trials if we want to save everyone. Okay, Alon, together we can do this. We'll save your friends and your world. Hey, since we're working together now, that means we are a team now, right? I've read stories about leaders and groups having cool nicknames. In that case, do you mind if I give you a nickname? Sure. Ah, really? Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Your hair is as white as snow. Sorry, and soft as snow, so I'm going to call you Snow. Come on, Snow. Let's win this game. Sounds like a plan. And I kind of want to look into like the other like pro tags and all, because I believe what is it, Arrow? I think she calls him Eagle. I might be misremembering that. Alana Snow. I guess I could look up the other ones. I'm kind of curious on that, but I think with that being said and done, not a lot happened this episode. I'm hoping like the next episode will get more so with like the trials and all of that. So yeah, but with it being like almost like 50 minutes, I think it's a good stopping point here. So yeah. Anyways though, that's gonna be it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely do appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Good morning.